15-minute parent conferences aren't enough, and here's what you actually need. I need to tell you something I've never admitted publicly before. For years, I sat in parent-teacher conferences, 15 minutes per family, and parents would ask me, "What can I do to help my child at home?" And I would give them inadequate answers. Not because I didn't care, not because I didn't know, but because what I knew would actually help their struggling child couldn't be taught in 15 minutes. Not after school when we're both exhausted, not when the parent was drowning and desperate, not in the gaps between back-to-back conferences. I'm Kelly Sutherland, National Board Certified Teacher and Reading Specialist with intensive dyslexia training and 25 years in the classroom. I have a master's degree in brain research and a specialist degree in the leadership aspects of brain research. I've coached other teachers on reading instruction. I had the answers. I just didn't have the time to share them in a way that would actually work. Before we go further, I need to be transparent about something. I have ADHD, which means I make mistakes. I forget details sometimes. I move too fast and miss things, just like you might, just like your child might. I'm not here as some perfect expert who has it all figured out. I'm an educator, deep knowledge and real struggles, figuring this out alongside you. Back to those conferences. I had the knowledge, but I didn't have the time. 15 minutes with an exhausted parent, sitting through back-to-back parent conferences, trying to explain phonemic awareness, to teach text structure strategies, to translate executive function into something actionable. It's impossible. So parents would leave with maybe one strategy, one thing to try, and absolutely no idea how to actually implement it at home. The knowledge existed. The time to share it didn't. Let me tell you about two students who changed how I thought about this. First, very early in my career, I had a child who couldn't speak clearly. He had severe speech challenges, and most people, including my principal, couldn't understand him. But I found some time to collaborate with his speech therapist. We used a specialized program. We worked together strategically. And by the end of that year, most people in our school could understand what he was saying. That's what collaboration and time can do. Second, the third grader who forgot everything. Now, this student would understand concepts perfectly in the moment. I'd teach something, he'd get it, eyes light up, "Oh, I see." Next day, completely gone. Not because he wasn't trying, not because he wasn't smart. His working memory couldn't hold on to it overnight. During those early years of teaching, I spent so many weekends in the library researching, making copies of strategies from books that I found, just trying to figure out what I can do to help these kids. So that's why I chose to get my degree in brain research, because I needed to understand why this was happening and how to fix it. These two students taught me time plus the right systems equals transformation. But 15-minute conferences, I couldn't give parents either one. And then there's the language barrier. Teachers speak in education jargon. Your child needs support with phonemic awareness. Executive function deficits are impacting performance. They're struggling with text structure comprehension. But it's likely that the parents in those 15-minute conferences would hear something more like words they don't understand, concepts they can't translate, or strategies they can't implement. It's not because parents aren't smart. It's that we're speaking different languages. And in 15 minutes, there's no time to translate. So in the early 2000s, Common Core changed everything. Suddenly, math looked different, and many parents felt lost. And then came a lot of jargon that pushed them out even further. But here's the secret. We were saying the same things. Phonemic awareness, it just equals hearing sounds and words. We've taught this for 60 years. Executive function equals planning and organizing. You know what that means. Same concepts, fancy words. Teachers speaking one language and parents speaking another, both talking about the same things. That divide pushed parents out. So here's what I built: a system that gives parents time and translation. Not become your child's teacher, not spend hours creating lesson plans, not add one more thing to your overwhelming schedule. Tools that work during the time you're already spending together. Bedtime reading? We'll turn that into strategic skill building. Homework time? We'll make it more effective, not longer. Family conversations? We'll use those to build thinking structures. So I built 3 core systems. The Family Learning Board. This is a visual system that makes learning visible and helps you observe patterns. Number 2, text mapping. This is an active reading strategy that teaches your child how to organize information while they're reading it. NotebookLM. AI is pretty big right now and it's everywhere. But NotebookLM is an AI study partner that lets your child practice with questions generated from their own learning. Each one is a translation of what I know from 25 years in the classroom, brain research degrees, and intensive dyslexia, but simplified, practical, and usable. Not transformation, translation. Now, we'll get to the transformation later, but just translation for now. So let me be honest about AI. And speaking of tools, I need to be honest with you about something else. I use AI to help me create content, not to replace my expertise, but to amplify it. Here's what that means. I write the frameworks, I design the systems, I make strategic decisions based on 25 years of experience. But when it comes to organizing that knowledge into courses, creating implementation guides, and writing scripts for video, AI helps me work faster so I can serve you now instead of making you wait for perfect. I'm transparent about this because I believe in honesty and because I want you to understand the knowledge is mine. The experience is mine. The strategies are proven. They're based on research that I do regularly to improve practice in my classroom. AI is just a tool that helps me get it to you faster. If I make mistakes, and I will, because I have ADHD, I own it, I fix it, and I keep serving. Because you need this system today, not someday when I'm perfected every detail. Because I can't sit through any more 15-minute conferences and watch parents leave without what they actually need. Because the gap between what I know works and what parents have access to is too wide. Because schools are trying their best, but the system isn't built for parent education. Because you deserve the same knowledge I give to teachers that I coach. Not watered down, not simplified, beyond usefulness. Translated into tools you can actually use. Right now, you can join as a founding member for $19.99 a month. The price locks in forever, even when the price goes up for everyone else. You keep that rate. You get complete access to all 3 core systems, monthly theme content applying all 3 together, implementation guides, templates, and resources, community support from other parents doing this work, new content added every month, plus a 30-minute coaching session coupon to use whenever you need it. Founding member pricing ends January 26. After that, the price goes up and the coaching session goes away. In session 1, we're diving into the head coach framework, the foundational mindset shift that changes everything about how you see your role in your child's education. You're not supposed to be their teacher. You're their head coach. And I'm going to show you exactly what that means. But before we move on, I want you to know you're not failing, your child isn't broken, and those 15-minute conferences, they were never going to be enough. But this system is.